Hi, and welcome to the Leader's Identity Guide. I'm going to explain how you've been set up to fail by the identity that was established in your first leadership role. It's happening to every leader in every industry across the globe. Then I'm going to show you how to set the identity you need to fix that problem and become an exceptional leader. It's easier than you think. My name is Judd, and I'm the Leader's Identity Guide. I've been guiding leaders for over 30 years, and I've learned that skills-based leadership training doesn't fix leadership problems. Identity does. This is the free version of a more detailed coaching module that is available at teamfocusplus.com. If you want more detail or to be coached through this process, then there's a link for that program below. Let me introduce the leader's identity process. These are the steps you need to create the identity that will make you an exceptional leader. The first step is understanding how you've been set up to fail, and for that I use a model I call leadership in context. Now I call it that because leadership is contextual. It changes depending on your role and the situation. This model helps you think about your context as a leader. As you move through your leadership career, you will go through two major transitions. The first is across the bottom axis, and it's all about how you achieve outcomes. The second is the side axis, which is about your timeline. You were employed because you offered a technical skill or labor, and you were rewarded for what you delivered through your own effort. Your first promotion was into a frontline leadership role where you assigned tasks, checked quality, corrected mistakes, taught people, solved their problems, and achieved short-term targets. You got that leadership position because you were the best at the job. You were a technically focused micromanager that instructed, directed, and controlled other operators. That experience built an identity as a leader. You unconsciously built beliefs like, I'm a good leader because I'm the expert. A good leader tells everybody what to do and controls what they're doing. Or they need me to fix their problems and teach them. I'm indispensable. And the classic, if you want something done properly, do it yourself. Your identity as a leader became attached to your technical expertise and your ability to control people and the work they produced. That set you up to fail because the game changes as you keep progressing in your leadership career, and you'll need different beliefs and different behaviors to be successful in later roles. You need to move towards getting other people to deliver outcomes instead of delivering them yourself. But you're not going to do that or make that transition if that identity doesn't change. The reason it's such a trap is because identity is hard to change. It lives below the surface at the unconscious level, and as a result, you may not even be aware of just how much it's driving you. If you don't do something about it, you will take that identity into the next role and become one of those leaders that works crazy hours under great stress because they micromanage and control everything. So that's the problem. The way you fix it is by getting the balance of technical and people responsibilities right for your current role. And for that, we use the Purposeful role balance tool. This uses the same two axes, but they are now in a 4-quadrant model. Each quadrant represents a different part of your role. All you have to do is think about your purpose as a leader in each quadrant. What is your purpose as a leader from a strategic technical perspective? A strategic people perspective, a day-to-day technical perspective, and a day-to-day people perspective. Thinking about that will help you balance the right activities for your leadership role. You might even correct an imbalance. Think through each quadrant and then try and come up with a simple statement or a guiding principle or something that captures your purpose as a leader that you can then put in the middle. That will become the anchor for changing your identity as a leader. Which brings us to the final step, building the identity you'll need to be successful as a leader in your current role. We do this by reprogramming your unconscious priorities with the Identity Builder model. This is in an iceberg to convey the idea of going deeper. I've learned that changing something above the surface, like skills and behavior, has little or no impact on items below the surface. We work with values because your unconscious is driven by priorities. And at an unconscious level, values and priorities are the same thing. For example, your highest unconscious value is safety. If your safety is threatened, your unconscious will shut out all other distractions until that issue is resolved. You won't be able to think about anything else. Your unconscious is really good at prioritizing. So, when you establish clear values, you are working with your unconscious in a natural and effective way. You can work through this in any order you like. In this example, I'm going to work from the top. So, what outcomes do you need to prioritize to achieve your purpose as a leader? What behaviors will you need to prioritize or value the most? What mindsets or beliefs? What will you need to think to be successful as a leader in your current leadership role? Next, what character traits will define the type of person you need to be to achieve your purpose as a leader? That's the identity level. And then finally, why? Why does this matter to you? What is the greater purpose that you want to achieve? Now pay close attention as you work with these levels. You will feel a shift because when you integrate them, you will create the identity you need to support a new way of leading. Most leadership programs work at the behavior level. They teach you skills, templates, techniques, but you're not going to apply them unless your identity shifts. This is where real change happens. You are deciding for yourself what identity you will need to be successful as a leader in your current role. If you want to be coached step by step through this process, then click on the link below. And if this video resonated and made sense, then do me a favor and like the video and subscribe to the channel. That will help support the channel so that I can keep producing free videos, and it will help spread the word so we can improve leadership across the globe, which is something we desperately need. You can also check out my other videos in this channel and at teamfocusplus.com. Leave a comment. I'd love to know which part of this hit home. And if you've made it this far, thanks. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.